Look, YouTube, and welcome back to a new video. Sorry for my lateness. I really cannot apologise enough right now. I'm meant to be watching the England game, and I completely lost track of the time. I was in the city centre on Newcastle, and well, I guess you could say time got away with me. So hopefully, I will have not missed anything between the two. Why is ITV not loading? Now is not the time, bleeding thing. What are you doing? Right, it's still 0-0, so I don't think I've missed anything major. I'm not going to be able to go through the lineups just now. In Miami, we are here. Only, 5 minutes late. Let me know at halftime if I've missed anything major, but I can't think of anything that I can see on the screen. Anyway, I've been running from flipping quayside from like quarter past to get up here. Number 7 for Norway skipped away here, and he could feed in Haaland, but that's great recovery from Stones, and England come out a counter-attack. But it's back with Rice. Obviously, Kwanzaa being suspended. Kwanzaa has moved out as right back, and Stones has come in as the centre back. Dan Burn can maybe consider himself a bit unlucky, but he has not been selected. He had a very good game when he came on in England's last game up against Mexico. But yes, thankfully it was still 0-0 when I came on. I really can't apologise enough for my lateness, but it's with Rice just outside the centre circle in the Norwegian half. But it looks quite cagey. I don't know if I have missed anything really. I may well not have done. Stones with it now. He's got plenty of options further forward that opts to go sideways. I think that's Elliot Anderson. Knocked in by Nico O'Reilly. Harry Kane has managed to come away with it here. He could probably consider himself a bit fortunate they got the touch on that, to be honest. A lovely cross-field ball to Madueke. Oh, is it being flagged offside? Oh, that's harsh. I thought that was a great ball. And watch this on the replay. It's a wonderfully lifted ball. Yeah, he is just offside. Can't disagree there. Madueke, though. It was a beautiful pass by Anderson, but alas, being offside. Apologise for my flashing light in the background, by the way. I think the Albany's changing. But seeing this is my last night in Newcastle, I'm not going to be doing that right now. A long lifted ball forward by Nyland. It's flicked on by number 7, which I think is Erdegaard. Haaland's in so much space there. You can't allow him that much space, and thankfully headed away by Stones. But we do not half live on the edge, do we? Bellingham with it now, and somehow retained possession. Oh, he got a free kick as a process. What a talent Bellingham is, by the way. A proper good player. I'll get various things such as my alcoholic beverage and stuff at half time. And it's just been a full sprint to try and get here by kickoff. And I'm surprised I only arrived 5 minutes late, to be honest. Anderson with it now. Crossfield pass to Rice. Is it Rice? No, it's not Rice. Stones. Now it's with Rice. Rice progressing the ball forward, out wide to O'Reilly. It's going to be, it's a bit of sweeping up there done by Anderson because Gordon was late with it. So, let me know what you made of the first 5 minutes that I missed, but so far, from what I can tell by England, it's been quite slow and lethargic. Guehi, now, what can he do? Yeah, just obviously sideways. It's with Konza. I mean, England just seem content to keep possession, which is kind of what Spain have been doing this World Cup, but to brutal effect. So England's defence is definitely not as good as Spain's it's been this year. Gordon has somehow kept that in, but maybe not the greatest idea. It's run forward by the number 7 for Norway, which I don't think is actually Ødegaard in the end. I've not looked through the lineups at all for Norway, by the way, so I do apologise for that. And even if I did, I don't think I'd remember it. So, England just content to keep possession, which is kind of how we're going to win this game, I think. Haaland is a devastating player when he wants to be. And so that's always going to be a threat we're going to have to contend with. Well, there's plenty of options for England to go forward, but they do keep on having a tendency to go wide. Anthony Gordon with it now. Cuts and field to Kane, who's got a beautiful ball over to Madueke. It's been that perennial toss-up the entire time between Madueke and Saka of who to play at that right wing. Madueke obviously been favoured today, but Bukayo Saka has been favoured before, so I won't be surprised if that's one of the tactical substitutions. 10 minutes in, 0-0. And Norway can power it down the wings, but alas, it is just ran out. And it will be England who will have the opportunity to reset. Oh, I left my phone over there. I'm going to quickly get it, because it means I can get the Norwegian lineup. Let's get it up. Okay. Well, that's useful to have when needed. Well, Norway currently have it. That number 10 is Ødegaard. It's the number 7 is Sorloth. I've obviously not watched enough Norwegian football to really know. But Sander Berge has been a good player this tournament for Norway, so he can sort of play midfield. And by the way, Norway's got possession at the moment. Sorloth, from what I've seen, has been the most impressive player so far from Norway's perspective, which is not too bad at all. And it's currently with the centre-backs for Norway. Powered on forward. I'm trying to find out who this guy on the near side is. I think it might be Ryerson, who he's incredibly blonde. That number doesn't seem to correlate with that number on my screen. Kane is lurking. He's been watching for a potential slip-up by this Norwegian defence, who they're in a spell in possession, but not doing a lot with it, I must say. Oh, and that's a block by Madueke, which will result in a throw-in. Not Madueke. What was it? Konza that far forward. Okay. And collected by Norway. They're just content to keep possession at the moment. Plenty of options around. Apparently, Norwegian sale shirts or shirt sales have they sold out a day before the game. That's how much the hate watch for England is. I think slightly unwarranted, maybe, but wonderful cross-field ball. Can't quite get there, and it'll be an England throw-in. So, I mean, there's not been a lot of action, to be honest, this game. It's been quite dull. Anderson progressing forward. Tight play at the moment. Bellingham with it. Laying it off to Konza. Why is Bellingham that deep? We don't need him that deep. Right. Guehi. Forward to Gordon, who will give it back to Anderson, who's actually had some fantastic passes so far. But that one's a short one to Guehi. He gets for return. Again, he's found Madueke in acres of space. Berg tried to get there, but couldn't. Guehi. Going to get Nico O'Reilly. He's in plenty of space out there. He cuts in field to Anderson. That short 1-2 was not necessary there, I don't think. We've got players out wide who are completely unmarked. They're all in the centre and we're keeping it in the centre. What are you doing, England? I can see that the width play is the play to go. Madueke and Konza. It's because we just want to keep possession almost too much, I feel. Anderson to Konza. And I'll go all the way back to Stones, who has to go back into his own half to get it. Guehi. This is almost like watching flipping Southgate ball, the lethargicness. Rice going out to Madueke. Back to Rice. Stones, who's lifted the ball forward, found Anthony Gordon in tons of space. Ryerson's bearing him down, but that will be a corner. Well done, Gordon, showing a bit of insightfulness and forward play for once. It's the first time I've seen England do this today. Come on, England. We're quite good at corners, actually. David Beckham in attendance. Well, it is in Miami, of course, and he does own into Miami. Declan Rice to take this corner, then. Come on, we can do something from here. It comes in, that's poor. Anderson will have to run to keep that in as well. It's not going to be. He'll have a throw in. Recently became the British record transfer, Anderson. Well, the record transfer for a British player. Which feels a bit excessive, to be honest. Because he's certainly not the best one of all time. Anthony Gordon found himself in plenty of space. Ryerson, I think, has been quite weak so far. Leaving way too much gaps for Gordon to exploit. He's, again, completely unmarked. Madueke. Infield, is that going to be a foul? No, says the ref. I thought there might be a foul in that. Rice. He's no short to Nico O'Reilly. I read it. I knew that would happen. Gets the return. 65% possession so far for England, 32% for Norway, and 3% in contest. There's not been a lot of contested balls for them, really, has there? Cross comes in by Anthony Gordon. It's headed away. Wasn't too bad there. Gordon actually gets it again. I've been really impressed by the Scouser so far. Obviously, recently moved from Newcastle United to Barcelona. Nico O'Reilly also finding Gordon plenty of space. Forward with Anderson, who's almost playing as a winger at this point in time. Nico O'Reilly. Infield to Bellingham, who switches a wonderful ball out there to Madueke, who was in acres of space and has one free throw in. Not great by Skedeloop. I have no idea how you pronounce that name. I am dreadfully sorry. Look, I'm not Norwegian in any way, shape, or form. O'Reilly. Goes short to Anderson. Kane's not had much of a touch of the ball yet. If we can get him on the ball, or neither is Haaland, to be honest. So the two players that a lot of people earmarked at the start of this game haven't really done a lot. Anthony Gordon. Cutting field to Nico O'Reilly, who's drifting mega in field for a wing-back, you know. And Anderson is almost at times playing his role. Lovely ball forward there to Anthony Gordon. The cross comes in, and it's gone past everyone. Bellingham couldn't quite get the header. It wasn't a bad effort, and I think Bellingham knew it. Who did it touch last there? Did it come off Madueke? Quite possibly did. I know how I feel with Bellingham there. I think he's slightly done his shoulder. I've done that before playing football here. When you stretch your arm too far back and it's just before it dislocates and you put it back and it gets a bit sore. And you sort of have to rest it for a bit. Norwegian throwing goal, free kick, whatever it is, a set piece of some sort. I wonder what highlights are actually going to show during this hydration break, because I can generally think of none. To Kane, I finally found some space, but he's dispossessed there. And Norway can't get out their half at the moment, which is good from an England perspective, of course. But that is why it's still 0-0, because they've got basically everyone in their defensive area as well. We can't find that. We can't get past this 10-man defence. It's really a game of attack versus defence. Konza. To Stones to Guehi. So, Guehi's got options. I don't know which one he's going to use. Madueke is in plenty of space, by the way. Stones to Konza. Finally found Madueke, but he's been closed down at this point. Like, they move as a team, but like they leave so much gaps out wide. Like Nico O'Reilly at the moment and Madueke, I think it is, are both in tons of space. We just don't have anyone running at players. I think even Saka would actually be quite a good player for this situation. A lifted ball forward out to Nico O'Reilly. He gets for a 1-2 with Guehi. Come on, we've got wingers galore. Use them. Konza. Problem is also that the wingers at the moment haven't come across with good enough crosses. O'Reilly finding Anderson, who lays it off to Gordon. Can he get past Ryerson? Gives it to O'Reilly. Cross comes in. Oh, Madueke, what are you doing? You can't stop your run. It was a beautiful run if he carried on going. It's all the way back with Pickford. See, at the moment, this wasn't the Norwegian sort of style of play we saw earlier on in this tournament. Like how they beat Brazil so effectively. This was not what they were doing at all. Which may slightly suggest how bad Brazil has been this World Cup, but I mean, so much backwards balls, though, at times from England. Nico O'Reilly can run into the penalty area. He has a great 1-2 there with Gordon. Madueke gets that ball. It was a difficult one. It comes across the face of goal. Nico O'Reilly can't get it goalwards. But that's probably been the best opportunity. It's going to be a throw-in, as it was recovered in the end. Actually, that's going to be a drinks break, and I'm actually going to use the opportunity to get a drink myself. You know what? That opportunity just before the half, if Nico O'Reilly has any power behind that shot, it go and goalwood. I've also ended up pulling my leg while doing by running all the way up that hill. So equally not as great. Yeah, shall we go through the lineups? 4-1-2-3 for Norway, Nyland in goal, Ryerson, Adja, Hegum, and Moller Wolf as a back four. Sander Berge as a holding midfielder. Erdegaard and Berg behind Sorloth and Haaland and Schederud. For England, a 4-2-3-1 as usual. Of Pickford, O'Reilly, Guehi, Stones, Konza. Holding midfielders of Declan Rice and Anderson. A forward attacking trio of Anthony Gordon and Madueke on wings with Bellingham in field. And of course, Harry Kane up front. Now, Konza is obviously suspended from today, so hence why Konza's moved out as a right back. But yes, I think in terms of what we're looking at here, Jordan Henderson, obviously with a broken wrist as well, not great in terms of options we've had. But yeah, I don't think England have started badly. I don't think we started well. We need to be doing much better on the wing play. But other than that, it's not too bad. I'm going to try and look at some of the stats. 0 shots for both teams at the moment. I missed absolutely nothing, which is kind of lucky if you consider it. Ow. Got some cider. Got a couple of cans. As if I was going to forget that. I think there's certain players who need to have a much better second period. We've actually done all right after the drinks break so far, England. So that's quite good in one sense. So if we can have a dynamic change here, that would be very nice. I just realised my microphone is probably a million miles away from me and not picking up anything. So then, throwing for England in attacking area. It's Nico O'Reilly. It's gone all the way across the field and found Madueke in space on the other side. Keep that switch up going and you're doing quite well. Clearly, by the way, Tuchel, when he actually brings things on, works really well for him. Actually, it's with Haaland now. We need to be careful. It's quite a defensive pass, but we've lost possession of it to Norway. Well, thankfully got a throw in an attacking sense because Sander Berge got the last touch there. Bellingham, is that going to be a foul? It's going to be given. It was Wolf, whatever you call him, who did it. He just blocked the run off there of Bellingham. Can't complain too much. Good area this for England. So there's a few players who are wanting this. So, but which one's going to take it? Bellingham is one of the ones who's not wanting to take this. Surely Harry Kane at this position. Not too far out at all. Got Madueke and Kane now standing over it. The other players dispersed away from the situation. It's like a 5 or 6 man wall, to be honest, at the moment. That is a huge wall. Come on. Come on, England. Shot comes in. It's over. Blazed over the bar by Kane. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, it's just too much height on it. Couldn't keep the shot down. was almost, if anything, too close to a penalty area. It's one of the ones where it has to go like up and down. Very difficult. So Norway can be a bit relieved, maybe, as they look to break on the right-hand side. They'll switch the play instead here. Odegaard coming deep to Burge. Why does Odegaard play so deep in for the national team at times? I'm used to seeing him as like an attacking midfielder. Like, he needs to be feeding Haaland if they want to get anything from this game. Thankfully, hasn't been so far. The really blonde Ryerson. Adja, by the way, is in this lineup. Has had an impressive World Cup so far. This is so slow. I'm so worried about this. Sorloth goes back to Ryerson. Chance to progress. Odegaard with it. He's wrong-footed Anderson. Gives it out to Sorloth. Infield cross to Burge. Defended, well, relatively all right. Odegaard with a long ball forward, and Pickford comes out and claims that. You've got the Norwegian row going on. There'll probably be that guy somewhere sitting as stern as a wall saying, actually, I think you'll find me sailed. I hope people have been on social media enough to know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I just sound like an idiot. Nico O'Reilly to Anthony Gordon. He's managed to win a throw-in from a very awkward position. He's taken it early and found Harry Kane, who gives him a return. It's a heavy touch, and he's going to actually get a free kick there. Maybe by fortune, by anything. Yeah, he can maybe consider himself a bit lucky. Ryerson saying, absolutely not, mate. He can't believe it. Rice to take this then. We need to make these set pieces count, England. So actually quite a good area, this. Bellingham looks like he's tickling Haaland there, which I don't think is a legal move. Cross comes in, it's headed immediately by Ryerson. That's poor. Come on, England, you can do better than this. Guehi giving it to Rice. He's being hounded down a bit. He can't lose possession here. He actually hasn't, which was the most important thing. Odegaard was all over him like a rush. Hollands has actually slotted in field, and Stones, it seems, has taken his place as right back, which surely can't be right. That's a mental decision if that's the case. Rice goes all the way back to Pickford in goal. He's rushed quickly there. I don't know why he took so long on the ball. Odegaard was coming. The game is opening up, and that's a poor ball to Haaland, and Pickford's lightning fast pace has collected that before Haaland could get the shot off. I don't think he realised, really, that he was gifted such a fortunate opportunity, and that split second was enough to see Pickford deal with it. Well, we can count ourselves very lucky in that situation. Odegaard with it now. He crosses it, and then it goes all the way out to Ryerson. Oh, he's actually done well to shield the ball there, I thought. Anthony Gordon might have managed to get that. Sorloth. All the way back to Sander Burge. He'll give it back to Adja. Well, we know this Norwegian defence isn't what it's all cracked up to be. Now, it has been quite difficult for England to break it down so far, but when we look at from a man-to-man perspective, it's obviously the defence which is a glaring weakness in this squad. Ødegaard out to Ryerson. Gives it back to Ødegaard. So deep at times. Ajla crossing it. At times, I just feel like England just need to have that final bit in the final third. And then we'd actually be winning this game relatively easily. Which hasn't really been said this game, like this World Cup, but I think actually this is probably the weakest we've seen our attack. I did think it will be a 1-0. It is saved by Pickford. It was a towering header by Haaland. We need to keep him quiet. Kane on the counter. He's not got the pace. He's claiming a foul, but the referee is not interested. Ødegaard out wide. The cross comes in. Is that a goal? Flipping heck, mate. Kane's claiming he was fouled, but England has switched off massively there. What are you doing? Schlondelup. It's just... That's so bad, England. So bad. He won't get that, by the way, Kane. It looks almost like a dive, if anything. I mean, it's so easy. What Konza's doing there, I don't know. It's come off the post, so it's a bit fortunate that Schlonderbett has found that. But because I thought that was a cross that went a bit wrong to Haaland. But flipping heck. We're just not going to win now. I'm going to be fuming. Kane, you can protest as much as you want, mate. That's not going to be given. I can't even pronounce the guy's name right. England, you're pissing me off. The kid's like 12. He looks it anyway. Got a mountain to climb. And Norway is a more mountainous country. Long ball downfield. It's all the way to Nyland in the opposition goal. That ball from Pickford. Got to do something at half time. Got to do something. There's a player down on their head. And so Riley. The Sloth, whatever you call him, was on a counter-attack. I mean, it's a bit of a cheeky one. You know what he's done there. By the way, Norway has grown into this game. There was literally nothing until about the half an hour mark. And then suddenly Norway started having all the ball. England completely lost composure and control. Madueke goes out. Oh no, it doesn't. Stays in. England had it in Florida, in Miami, which we're struggling to deal with, I think, at the moment. Guehi out wide to Anthony Gordon. Has he got the pace there? He does. What on earth has that been given for? What has that been given for? What? It's a free kick for Norway. I'm flabbergasted. Nyland to take this, Ben. Haaland can't quite get the header, but the second ball comes to Schlock. Oh my days. England switch on, I swear down. You can't let Sorloth take that. It's gone just over crossbar, luckily for England. Defensively, we are horrific. What are you doing like that, Pickford? Oh my days. He's giving the ball straight to Sorloth because he's rushed. Odegaard has a shot and it goes straight to Pickford, thankfully. But oh my. What on earth are we doing? At this rate, we don't deserve to be in the semi-finals. I've lost literally all hope. I'm not even being over dramatic. It's like we just can't do anything. Attacking wise, we've not had a shot on target. I think we may have had one attempt all game. Defensively, we've had a howler and a couple of others which have been lucky not to have capitalised. It is 1-0 Norway, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm so hacked off. 40 minutes in. Something needs to change. I'm not even bothered to look at it from an objective standpoint because objectively England are just bad. Bellingham can't find Kane. That's the problem. It's been our problem all day. Watch out, Stones. Too much from pressure from Haaland has forced him to kick it out of play. Come on. Good header there by Stones. Is that going to be brought back for a foul? Ryerson, yet again, is a player involved in that. He has so far really hacked me off because he's not even played well. And yet, I'm constantly mentioning him because he's a weak spot. Gordon can get past him. We're just not utilising the wingers at all. So lethargic through the middle. There's 2 sets of 4 and then Haaland in the middle for Norway. None of them are wide. It's like a 4-4-2 that's really narrow. I don't know what we're attempting to do in this position. We have the width, players. There we go. Finally given to Gordon. Cuts in the field to Anderson. Progressing finally. Stones. Guehi. Anderson again. Literally every Norwegian player is currently behind the ball. They'll just sit on this now. To the halftime. We're so fortunate to have come away with that. Madueke to Bellingham. Why are you going that way, Bellingham? Come on. In it goes. Oh, can't quite get past Burge, who's actually intercepted that beautifully well. Odegaard with a forward ball forward to Sorloth, who's on 1v1. Well, there's a covering tackle potentially by Stones. Enough time for England to get back and defend. And we're a bit lucky because if he took the shot there first time, could have been curtains. If they score 2, I'm calling it. It's the end of the game already. We're not getting back from it. Anderson. Flipping at Bellingham. Come on. Gordon who's actually been, I think, England's best player so far. Giving it to Madueke. Madueke gets the cross and it's headed behind for a corner. It's for number 17. It is Hegum. Get Kane on the end of this. If we equalise before half-time, I'll be calmed down a bit. But at the moment, I'm very frustrated and very angry. England's had 2 corners. It's literally been like 1 shot on target, I think, of the entire game, and it was Norway happened to score a goal from it. Cross comes in. What are you doing? Everyone claiming offside in a Norwegian persuasion. It's eventually given. The Rhino has definitely brought the players' reactions there. Why is that offside? There's definitely not enough in that, by the way, for a foul that he went round reaction. Well, we're going to obviously be talking about that goal all game long at the moment, because it's the only thing that's keeping this game afloat, worthwhile. Long ball forward by O'Reilly. Okay, this is a good chance to run forward. Anthony Gordon, if he can get there. It's a bad touch. Did Adja get a touch on it? Or he probably applied more pressure than anything. 4 minutes of added time. England lucky to come away with that from a goal kick. Beautiful wing play. Comes in field. Come on, Bellingham, shoot. And it's a goal. Right, we're right back in this. Come on, Bellingham. 1-1. We needed that before halftime. We so needed that. Come on. The 3 Lion onesie people in the crowd go absolutely mental. David Beckham's got a smile on his face. I've got a smile on my face. Game yet not over. It's just before half-time, but we've got certainly a lot of chances. And it's that man Gordon, by the way, with a fantastic piece of work. He's got past his player and got the cross. Perfect. Anthony Gordon, for me, currently man of the match. He's been fantastic. And, I mean, Bellingham's got the shot off on a quite tight angle as well. Get it. Get it. Come on, England. The Norwegian manager just launched a bottle onto one of his players' ankles. 1-1. We've literally got like a minute, if that, of this half left. Right. And a break. Bellingham's coming again. Gordon can't quite get there, but Kane was in plenty of space and he's got that and he's done a long-range shot that Nyland's had to scramble to get, which he does. Five goals and 6 appearances this World Cup for Jude Bellingham. Well, what a stat that is. Is he the best attacking midfielder in the world? Like, I'm not even being like facetious here, or like just because he's an English player. Like, he might actually be the best attacking midfielder in the world in a moment. Bellingham has it again. And he's got to squeeze the ball there through to Anthony Gordon, who's got space to run into. He's slowing it right down, though. Ryerson, by the way, I think he's cut in field almost as a centre back. They seem to have done a formation change. Rice giving it to come on, and it's gone in. Kane scored. Oh, it's offside. It's offside. VAR will hopefully check this. I'm going to see. Oh, he is. He just is. Oh, it's unfortunate. Might be the last action of his half. Yes, it will. England almost taking the lead on the stroke of half time. Well, 1-1. That was a tense watch. Really was a very tense watch. Bellingham equalising in the 47th minute with Sheldrup. I have no idea how you pronounce his name. I'm so sorry. With the opening goal. We are somewhat fortunate, England. I think defensively we've been a bit questionable. I mean, Sheldrup has done a great goal to get it into the top corner. So, unfortunately, the goal just before the whistle at half time was ruled off offside. But saying that, England have a chance. They really do. I think offensively, we're in a good position here. Defensively, not as convinced, I'm going to be honest. So, Norway has switched to a 4-3-3, by the way. We'll go through the lineup. 6.5 for Nyland. He's hardly got to do anything. He's made one save. And I mean, other than that, he's not been great, has he? 6.3 for Wolf. Left a bit exposed on that side. I definitely think Madueke's got the better Wolf in total. 6.4 for Hegem. Again, I don't think he's done. I just don't think any of the defensive players for Norway have done a great job. Just England, attacking-wise, haven't done a fantastic job. I mean, I must say Norway's midfield has been quite good. 6.2 for Adja. Again, not done a lot, to be honest. He was dribbled past once, all of these players need to do better. 6.5 for Ryerson is ridiculous because Gordon's had a fantastic game, in my opinion. I mean, he has made 7 defensive contributions and has won 4 out of 8 ground duels, but was dribbled past twice as well. I suppose, he has been involved more. Berg on a 6.5. I don't think he's done too much wrong at the moment. He's just not been in the game enough for me. 6.5 for Sander Burge, who I think has been involved in the game much more. But again, still maybe a bit more to come from him, a bit too deep. 6.7 for Odegaard. He came deep a lot this game, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. Has made 2 key passes, though, and 1 assist. So you can't really fault the lad. He's done quite well. 7.6 for Schløderup with the goal for Norway, of course. It's like the only thing that Norway have done this game, and he's executed it perfectly. Haaland on a 6.6. He's not done a lot, Haaland, in my opinion. He's hardly had a touch in the game, and we've managed to nullify the threat that he had quite well. With the one shot he had from a header was saved, and that's it. 6.8 for Sorloth. I think he's done all right, 2 shots. One of them was blocked. That shot, one of the shots he took, should have taken on much earlier. I must say that. 6.3 for Pickford. I somewhat do blame him for the goal conceded, but he has made 2 saves, but he did make the error leading to shot, according to SofaScore. 6.3 for Konza. He's been quite weak out on that right-hand side. You can tell he prefers to be a centre-back because I just don't think he's really been effective as a right-back. 6.5 for Stones. Defensively, he's not had a lot to do, I'm going to be honest, but I thought there's a couple of times that he's shone through there. 6.4 for Guehi. Again, don't think he's done a great deal. 6.9 for Nico O'Reilly. What has he done to merit that? I thought he had a reason why Norway scored in the first place, to be honest. Won 3 out of 4 ground duels, though. I suppose the teams, in terms of going forward, he's not been too bad as well. 6.6 for Anderson. Not his best game, but not a bad game at all. He's not missed a pass. All 49 of his passes have found the target, by the way, at the moment. So that's always great to see. 6.8 for Declan Rice. Bit of a similar situation. 1 key pass, 3 out of 1. Oh, 1 out of 3 crosses were accurate. And another good half from him. 6.5 for Madueke. I thought there was chances. He was in a lot of space. If I'm going to be honest, 1 out of 3 crosses he made was accurate. 7.6 for Bellingham, obviously with that goal in stoppage time of extra time. I just don't think he's gotten the ball enough for me at the moment to go and excel at that next level, because I think he had a fantastic goal, don't get me wrong, but I think in terms of us as a team, he needs to be on the ball a bit more, and then we can start winning. I think only a 6.5 for Gordon is abysmally bad rankings. 1 big chance created, 1 key pass, 1 cross, which was unfortunately not accurate, but he's been in tons of space, has managed to be a nuisance on that left-hand side. That is horrible SOFA score. That is definitely not right. 6.0 for Kane, got that offside goal. But other than that, he's not done anything. He's really not done anything. Stephen, you need to improve your pronunciations. Cheers, John. I don't think I've once been able to pronounce a Norwegian name correctly. That Norwegian name, if anyone can tell me how you pronounce that name, then let me know. John, I expect better from you. For anyone who didn't know, John is a good friend of mine in real life, so we can have that banter. I am going to have to charge my laptop, but then we will dissect a bit further. It's not long till the second half, actually. Yeah, I'm down. I positioned this camera absolutely horribly for charging my laptop. Flipping it. Laughing emoji by John. Right. You have to let me know your best impression for that wing back from Norway, because no way does anyone know how to say Shedleroop. Is that any better? I don't know. I really don't know. Well, I'm going to crack open the second cider, because boy, I needed that. One. Then going into the second half. Thanks for all the likes. 3 likes. Greatly appreciated. All of you people out there. And we gained a subscriber as well. What a result. Thank you, whoever did subscribe there. With 2 subscribers off a target of 275, which, quite frankly, is an incredible achievement. I can't believe so far what the support we've had on this channel. And we're well over halfway to getting the 500 that I want to eventually get to at some point, so I can get the channel monetized. a lot of effort goes into making these videos, you know, and a lot of research as well. Obviously, not as much for the live watch-alongs, but I've got the predictions come out as you can respectively disagree with me for some of the predictions that I put on the posts for tier 7 to 10, as someone has opted to do on the Western League One. I will reply to that comment if that is you. I just have only just seen it now. And it's unfair for me to give it half an attention to do during the video. So I'll do that afterwards. But yes, tier 6 predictions should be coming out some point this week, as well as the National League ones. As I made reference to earlier on this week, I am moving house tomorrow. This is the last video which we will see in this beautiful house. Alas, my focus has not fully been on making predictions videos this week. I think you can understand why. Later on tonight is Argentina versus Switzerland. I, for one, am not going to be staying up for that game. But if you're staying up till 2 a.m. to watch that UK time, let me know what you think that's going to end up as. I suspect it could be a closer game than some people think. I've not been impressed by Argentina this World Cup. I watched the Argentina versus Egypt game as one of my live watch-alongs and thought that Egypt were maybe unlucky, and you can, catch my blow-by-blow analysis. It's still on the channel if you want to watch it at some point. They never get taken down, by the way. So you can see some fairly embarrassing videos of me from almost 6 years ago. In fact, I'm pretty certain the first prediction videos that I made, which was the first videos I made on the channel. How long ago was that now? Let's look at the channel and look at the what is the oldest video on my channel is from 2020-21 Premier League predictions, almost 5 years, over 5 years ago. In fact, it's going to be coming up to 6 years, not too long. So this channel's been going a while. We've been through the highs and lows. Derby County gone down to League One and back again. Still yet to have my predictions come true that we're going to somehow end up in the Premier League at some point. If you hadn't got by the name already, I am in fact a Derby County fan. So that is my other bias. We've got England and Derby County as my personal passions. But we cover everything, especially non-league. I love a bit of non-league football myself, but got a lot of shorts and that. But yeah, we've got predictions once a week as well, from the Premier League down to National League North and South. And occasionally some FA Cup ones down below that as well. Yeah, I just enjoy all things football, to be brutally honest. All things trivia as well. Shouldn't be long until we are underway for the second half. Norway may be rowing, but the England fans will be cheering for the fact that they have managed to avoid going into this half behind, because they were close. They were very, very close. Birmingham rescuing the draw just before the end of this half. But there needs to be a winner, of course, in the knockout round. And hopefully, a bit of a bollocking by Tuchel. We'll see a much improved second half, because we really need it. We really, really need it. We've not even got that many games left of the tournament, to be honest. We'll be watching potentially both semi-finals games, obviously the final, and we'll see about the third and fourth playoff. It's a bit of a who cares sort of situation. That particular game, if England's involved, maybe if they're not, or maybe not. But of course, I'm hoping that England make it to the final and go and win it. But being realistic, I'm not too sure if that's going to necessarily be the case. What do we make of these half-time interviews with somebody in the coaching staff? Feels a bit ridiculous. Is Marcus Rashford going to potentially come on? Reece James as well. A couple of options to bring on off the bench if England need to. Saka's presumably another one as well. See all of them players come on at some point. I mean, Rashford can maybe consider himself a bit unlucky that he's not had as much of an opportunity this World Cup as we'd like. Well, Haaland looking like Haaland. There's going to be a substitute, actually. Eberechi Eze will be coming on. As will Bukayo Saka, as I made mention to earlier. I wasn't too surprised to see that. So that will see Madueke come off. I don't know who Eze will be coming on for, but say Rice, by the looks of it. Very, very interesting. So a change on that right-hand flank. Looking to exploit maybe a bit of pace. We know them players are quite fast, especially Saka. You know, he's a very, very rapid player. We need someone and get him on the ball. It's going to be difficult. So England to kick us off into a second period in Miami. Got 10 seconds. Oh, let's have a dramatic countdown, even though everyone is in position already. So it's going to go all the way back to Pickford. Oh, please don't. He launched it forward and he actually might find someone there. He doesn't, and Soloff will be on to come away with it. But intercepted there by, well, I think it was Schneiderud who were trying to find it. A horrific pronunciation yet again. Someone will have to toss off all the different pronunciations I've had of that one particular player's names. All the other players I can pronounce just fine. It's that one particular Norwegian player. It's a good job we're not watching Iceland, isn't it? Lifted ball forward to Gordon. He's beaten Ryanson there. That's going to be a free kick, surely. It is. Harry Kane upended by Sander Berge. I mean, you can't have too much complaints. He just pushed him over. Ran into him pretty much, but it's a foul nevertheless. Obviously, if you get a yellow card in this game, I think you're suspended for the next one, but and then there's a reset. So Eze to take this free kick. There's another massive wall from Norway. It's going to be so difficult to get past that. Was Kane going to take this? There's a possibility. Both are standing over it. Kane sort of looking slightly non-committal about it. It is going to be Eze. Up, and over. Way. I definitely took a deflection, but I think it was a deflection off a player in a white shirt. Yeah, it went, unfortunately, off Anderson's back. There was nothing the player could do about it. He was trying to duck out of the way. Headed up by Haaland. Nyland in goal. Wolf, the Hegem, Adja and Ryerson. Berg, Erdegaard, Schudlerup, Haaland and Sorloth. They are the Norwegian players. This so unchanged. England have made a couple of substitutes. I'll go through theirs. We've got Pickford in goal. O'Reilly, Guehi, Stones and Konza. Bellingham and Anderson. Gordon, Eze, Saka and Kane. So Bellingham actually playing slightly deeper in this second half. Both Saka and Eze came on at half time for Declan Rice and Madueke. Norway in possession right now. Wolf has it. Gives it back. Eze's looking exciting, my way. That added bit of bonus pace could be what England needs, but we need to be careful to stay switched on. Good defensive work there by Bukayo Saka. England won something there. It definitely looked like it came off Saka. I am actually going to agree with Norwegian player there. I thought that came off Saka. Konza to take this throw in. He launched it forward. And it's further lifted on by Saka. Out for a throw in, which Berge takes quickly into a defensive position. Eze will press. Goes all the way back to Nyland. If Nyland's not speedy, Eze will get there. He's forced to do a quick long forward kick, which will go into the arms of Pickford. And that's why I like Eze as a player. And wriggled his way through there has Bellingham. With Saka. On the infield to Anderson. Konza gives it back to Saka. That's the sort of play which I expected more in the first half. Anderson. Konza near side. More bodies in the box than were probably needed if they're going to be playing like that. But O'Reilly, surrounded by red shirts, I'd be surprised if he can come away with this, and he doesn't. And Norway will provide a counter-attack. It's cut out by Eze, who will set up his own counter-attack. Saka's out wide. It's wonderfully found in space. Shot comes in, it's blocked. Much more exciting play, though. And Kane's pressurising a lot more as well. We're not quite Gengen pressing, but I'd like it if we were. I mean, that's a great counter-attack being launched by Norway at the moment. It's out wide. Cross comes in. It's tipped behind by Pickford. Sorloth with a shot. Yeah, again, it's that winger. I mean, I don't know if Pickford necessarily made... I think he could have caught that. I really do. Slightly questioning that decision to parry it over. Chance for Norway to create a bit of havoc with his corner. Cross comes in, headed away by Kane. All the way back to Ryerson, who has a long ball forward. It's flicked on goalwards and it's spilled. It's Haaland with a header. again, Pickford should be catching that. I know it's easy for me to criticise, but it's on his favoured near side. He's just punched that. You can definitely smother it, prevent any counter, just invites more pressure. Haaland is being a threat as ever. This is definitely the best Norwegian side we've ever seen. I know we talk about the one in 98. Was it? Cross comes in, headed away. It's going to be another corner. Pickford can't believe that. I think it came off Stones. Yeah, Stones definitely flicked it back out for a corner. Pickford, it came off Stones, right? Right. A set piece delivery then. Another corner and as three corners have been called, maybe even four in as many minutes. Flipping heck, I'm worried each time these happen that we're going to concede. It's in the roof of a net. All claims for offside, of course. But it's going to be a goal. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Not one of you can make a header in England. Not one of you. Defensively, shocking. There will be a VAR review. I can guarantee you, because everyone claimed offside. But England are very disappointed, and rightfully they should be. I mean, Haaland has pushed Anderson over. That's surely a fact, and he's offside. Unless it's Kane keeping him on. He looked offside to me. There's a combination of either a foul in the build-up or offside, which could potentially be involved with that. Surely VAR's got to be looking at that. Surely. The referee is going over to the monitor. I think this will be disallowed. There's a combination of factors at play. Like that push by Haaland. Like, it's a definite foul. If that one against Egypt was given earlier on, then this one's got to be given as well. The referee is telling all the Norwegian players to get away from him before making this decision. Man's just got the aura pose. He's saying something. I think it's going to be disallowed. Yep. No goal, Haaland foul in the build-up. It was a blatant foul. It was definitely a blatant foul. I mean, you can't really complain. He's full-on pushed Anderson to the ground. He's gone for a second there. He's gone two pushes there. And obviously he did make the connection, which led to the pass. It was all in the same phase of play. We're all going to come back for the corner. Because for some reason, the rules are, if there's a foul by Norway in the penalty area, then it's got to be another corner kick for Norway. That rule does me nothing. Makes no sense. Right, England, switch on for this one, for bleeding sake. Can breathe a sigh of relief. That'll be a Norway throw, though. Came off Bellingham. Rice is on the ground. Looking injured. England can count themselves quite lucky, I think, in this game to not be behind at times. Legitimately, we are so bad. We need a goal, England. We need a goal. Well, a substitute will be made. Voldemort is coming on. Ryson's day is over. Who literally got as wise there as the physio taking him off. He's had a frustrating game, Ryerson, I think it's fair to say. Hoarseness is coming on. I was quite impressed with him last time I saw him. So Norwegian throw it is. Moller Wolf to take it. Lift it up. Deal with that. It is. A chance for England to break, but too heavy of a touch. England need to get out of their box because they're being penned in now. Like Kane is in the penalty area. It says it all. Oh my days. We are so cheap in possession. 1-1 an hour mark in. We're just trying to desperately see ourselves to this drink break at the moment, by the looks of it. So last-ditch defending. Relying on our centre-backs to do far too much. Come on, England. Come on, England. Come on, England. Come on, England. Sander Berge. Hoarseness with his first touch to the ball. Gives it back to his centre-back partnership. England have lost all zit and vim and vigour that we had in this first period of the game. Well, first period of this second half, rather. Like Norway just patiently waiting to break England down at this point. It's all the way back with Ireland in goal. I'm going to lose my voice by the amount of times that I'm being hacked off by this England team. As they pressurising. Come on. Don't give a foul away, at least. Can't be dealing with anyone with yellows. He's in so much space. Marsden is, whatever he's called, is not being picked up at all at this moment in time. He's in space again, by the way. Orsnes has it. I mean, what am I watching? Am I watching one of the best ranked teams in the world? Or am I watching a team who look like they've never played with each other on the pitch? This is understandable in a group stage. This is unforgivable at this stage. It's going to be offside. England can breathe. Sorloth being offside. Oscar Bob is definitely about to come on as well. He's also been a like super sub as well. England's bench is not looking the strongest as well. Rashford might be an option. England throw next to the Norway dugout. Just not a lot happening from an England perspective. Really annoying. That's going to be a foul, surely. Yeah. Bellingham getting a bit hacked off there by Odegaard. Come on, England, do something. You're just all defensive at the moment. Long lifted ball forward by Anderson. That's a great run if Anthony Gordon can get there. Oh, he can't quite keep it in. It was worth the attempt. Arsene Wenger in attendance, as is by looks. Is that Patrice Chevre? Maybe. That'll be a throw in for Norway. Saka with a touch, which caused it. Come on. Throw in by Norway. Saka with it now. Come on. So that's going to be a foul, surely. No, says the ref. Anderson with it. Crossfield pass rather. Anthony Gordon in great space. He ran into the penalty area. If he can get across here, go on, find Kane. He does, but Kane can't get a shot off. And Haaland will break. We need to cover that. Pickford's come way off his line, out of his penalty area even. Let's get that. I always feel a bit nervous when Pickford runs out. I reckon the next stoppage of play will be the drinks break. 1-1. Saka. Saka's almost playing as like a flipping right back. Saka with it now. It's going to be a throw in. Oscar Bob is that. Number 20. Made a lot of appearances. So, substitute it is. I thought it might be drinks break, but I don't think it is going to be. Sorloth's day is done. Oscar Bob is going to come on, as is another player. Noosa, who's been a nuisance all tournament. But we're, of course, going to have to mention that man's goal. And thankfully, it's the guy who I can't pronounce the name of, Schedlerbrook, who's coming off. So Sorloth and him coming off for Oscar Bob and Noosa. Thankfully, a lot easier names to pronounce, but we are going to have a drinks break right now. Thank goodness that England are still 1-1. We had that. Norway had the goal, the ball in the back of the net for it to be given a foul given away by Haaland for shoving the back against Anderson, which has meant that England are still, thankfully, level in this game. We've been we're really worse than second best, you know. We've been sub-rate. Bellingham is not... He's had the one goal for England, by the way, but other than that, I don't think he's done enough for me. Neither has Kane. I think Reece James is coming on as well after this drinks break. It's so not great. It's actually Konza potentially going to be coming off. He's getting instructions, so I doubt he is. Kane is being instructed to do much better, I imagine. Kane should know that he's not played to the best of his ability. Speed up the ball, though. Speed it up. Tuchel doesn't look happy at all. It was quite animated, even. A lot of that hand motion. Forward balls and into the wingers. That's what we'll be saying. I can guarantee you. John Henderson's arm in the gas there. Literally just there for moral support. I mean, his whole purpose of the England setup was just to provide a bit of leadership. Well, almost finished this drinks break. Reece James is going to come on. And Anthony Gordon's day is over. It's a shame Gordon had a great first half. I really was excited by him. But alas, Reece James to make an opportunity with his legs made out of cheese strings. I don't think Anthony Gordon was very happy that he's been taken off, to be fair. And I think somewhat rightfully so. He's not been bad. Anderson could probably consider himself lucky that he's still on the pitch as well. I think he was a bit overrated, to be honest. Throw in for England men. Near the VAR monitor. Konza takes it incredibly defensively. Goes all the way back to the Stones. Guehi. All the way with flipping Pickford. Oh my days. Hurry up, England. You're being pressed. Oh. Pickford's launched it downfield. We need to stop playing out the back because we are not good at it. We really aren't good at it. Norway with it now. We can't get in edgeways. When we have it in defence, we should be pressurising, but we're not pressing. When we have it in defence, they press. Nyland to Wolf, is that? Is that Wolf? I don't know if that's a Wolf one or not. To be honest, I'm so zoned out in this game. I'm so zoned out. Nyland out to Adja. Come on. Just need to capitalise on one mistake. There we go. Oh, Saka, your touch is horrible. Long punt downfield, but England will get there. Eze. Bellingham is so deep now. Saka. Crossfield to Bellingham, who lifts the ball in, but that's a defensive header. Norway come away with it. An England player on the floor. Off screen. Haaland is also quite wide at the moment. The tackles eventually come in and Pickford can finally cover it. Way he was left in a bit in no man's land, to be honest. Ripped sock. Well, how did that happen then, ref? It's all the way through to Nyland. What is that goal kick? Well, Noosa has it now. Lifted ball looking for Haaland. It's headed away, but not that far. Oscar Bob. Now Haaland has it. Cross comes in. Headed away by Konsa, but only as far as Noosa. He's got it in the edge of penalty area. It's eventually kicked behind for a corner by, was that Saka having to do a recovery? Ashley Cole also in attendance, as is John Terry. What a setup of players they were back in the day, for particularly Chelsea, but also for England. Berg to take this corner kick then. They almost scored from the last, the one before last, if it wasn't for the foul and the build-up by Haaland. So we need to be switched on here. No one's really picking up Haaland, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame, because it'll probably score from a header here. There's also a massive aerial mismatch. There's no way Reece James wins out there. It's punched away by Pickford, but it comes back in. Hit the crossbar, need to deal with it. We are so lucky that Haaland shot has ended up in the side netting. That could have gone anywhere. I think it was deflected even behind. Initially punched clear by Pickford, but not enough. And then the header on by the number 3. It's just headed up in the air. Who is it? Is it Konza who's headed that up in the air there? So the Argentine cross comes in. It's headed by the number 3 off the crossbar. And it's just headed in the air by Konza. No direction at all. Just in no man's land. You're so iffy defensively. Eze can't quite keep the ball to go forward, but will get a throw in instead. 75 minutes in at 1-1, and what are we doing? Stones. Saka. Why is Stones playing as a flipping wing back? Eze is being pressured. Come on, England. Stones to Saka. Noosa with a block. Flipping heck. Watching England's breaking my heart at the moment. I can't do this. James goes across to Kane, which gives it out to Eze. Cross comes in. It wasn't Kane which did the cross, it was Anderson. Which looked very similar from a certain distance. I think it's the blonde hair. Eze to Stones. To Saka. The Stones. Come on. Come on, Saka. Take the player on. The cross comes in. Just wide. Don't know if it was a shot or a cross. But you know what? It wasn't a bad effort. Saka came in. And I thought there was a lurking Anderson. They couldn't get the contact. That crossbar was from Hegger, I think it was actually in the end. Haaland with it now. He links up quite well with Berg. I just have the feeling it's not going to go our way. I really do. I'm really worried. For example, Norway have it in the final third. They don't anymore, but we are so defensive at times. We can't get a foot on this game. Oh my days. Someone just put some pressure. Oscar Bob. Cross comes in. Force backwards. It'll go back to Oscar Bob. Have it again is what is the words. Have it a third time even. Why Noosa? Why is there so many gaps? Well, everyone back and there's still so many gaps. Noosa's cross comes in, it's headed away. Good recovering by Nico O'Reilly. Needs to be switched on there. 10 minutes left, 1-1. If England nick one him in 96th minute, I'll be so happy. But at the moment, I just don't see that happening. Yeah. That's going to be a free kick, surely. No, says the ref. I thought it was. Come on, Oscar Bob. Travelling into the penalty area. Nico O'Reilly can't get the block in. Come on, get it substantially cleared, mate. We've not got the aerial prowess for this. The Norwegian lads are so massive. We can't be dealing with crosses. It's exhausting just watching this. Noosa. Can Saka force him wide? He gets a corner from it. I think Saka's done all right there, actually. But he shouldn't be back there. Berg will yet again take this corner kick, looking for Haaland, which I suspect he'll score from. Every single time we conceded a corner, we looked iffy. Looked really iffy. It's headed back, but Berg will whip it in again. Ødegaard. Tries to chip across and can't find Newson. He'll go for a goal kick. Come on, England. Get your acts together. Stone's trying to progress forwards the ball. Come on, can Saka get there? If that's kept in play. He's tussling. Come on, pressure in England. Pressure. Ireland has it in goal and literally nearest player like 20 yards away in a white shirt. At least. It's going to be a throw in for Norway. And they're like literally far defensive area. Jed Spencer's coming on. Which I think tells you how more of this game dynamic's going than anything. That we're more likely to concede than score. Also, how long does Jed Spence have to wear that weird contraption? Noose is breaking. Got to deal, stay on your feet. Dealt with the initial phase of play, we're going to need to deal with a second, though. Flicked out wide. Oscar Bob travelling into the penalty area. Someone put a tackle in. What is going on right now? Back Noosa. They're all in the penalty area and none of us are getting a touch and it's saved by Pickford. Good job of the guy whose hair's like flipping pot noodle can't get a shot on target. Well, or challenging of a goalkeeper. Come on, England. Get up for this game. I'm feeling really tired just watching relentless barrage of Norwegian attacks. Konza. Off to go with a safe path to Stones. We'll get a return Konza. And we'll go for a, who wants the ball situation. That's a poor ball. Thankfully, England managed to get that. I wonder what David Beckham's thinking right now. Jed Spencer is going to come on. Nico O'Reilly days are over. For today, anyway. England's only got one substitute remaining. Kane's magic hasn't worked today. He's been nullified. He's done nothing. Nish. We kept Haaland quiet, but they've also kept Kane quiet. 1-1. 5 minutes left of ordinary time. Konza. Oh, come on, England. We can do so much better than this. I've seen us do better than this. Out wide to Eze. It's a difficult ball to control, but he somehow manages it. Reece James. We're playing like 5 wing-backs at the moment. Saka. Mate, I've seen you take players on with this position. And he's done it. Cross comes in. Just over. How has that not gone in the back of the net? I do not know. It's going to be a corner. Saka's done so fantastic. I was going to throw in, actually. Konza will take it. I still can't believe that didn't go in. It was such a beautifully inviting ball. Noose is a bit of a pain. It's going to be a corner. Probably the best option in that position that Saka could have hoped for. By the way, that shot which came in, it's that number 14, who I think has been much better than Ryerson. or Jesse, I think it's pronounced. Eze, then we'll take this. Come on, England. Do it for the guys back home. Staying up late to watch it. It's headed away. It's fortunately come to Kane there. What? In what war was that a free kick, ref? Like Luis Suarez intended as well. All the big hitters. I want to know how that's a free kick, ref. Morgan Rogers is coming on. England's final substitution, and Ezri Konsa's coming off. Two short substitutions today have baffled me a bit. Well, we know Morgan Rogers is a very tactically gifted player. Norway are also making a change. It's at the end of a Sunday Verges Day. Is it? Oh no, it's Moller Wolf. And Holmgren Pedersen. I've not heard of Pedersen. I've heard of Pedersen. But I think it's Henrik Pedersen. Was he the manager of, it was some championship club this season? Middlesbrough? I wonder if they're any relation. I wonder. Marcus Holmgren Pedersen. It doesn't seem to be the case. Currently plays for Torino. Punched away by Pickford. Why he's again not caught that is beyond me. Eze have somehow managed to come away with that. A chance for England to counter-attack. A forward ball. Jed Spence can't get there. Jed Spence is applying pressure. He's actually gone with a shot. All a bit rushed, but I don't mind that. Jed Spence just blocking the long ball forward by Nyland. That could have ended up anywhere. That could have ended up in the back of the net even. A very aggressive point. 7 minutes added time. Oh, that's a bad header. Thing is, we've nullified the Haaland threat. We've just not had our own threats at all. Come on, England. That's going to be a free kick. Berg giving away the foul. 10 attempts on goal for Norway, 6 for England, 5 on target for Norway, and 1 for England. Just says all you need to know, really. England being second best this game. We're in midfield at the moment. Cross comes out to Eze. Come on. Final pushes, guys. Long ball forward. Kane's got there. That's such a heavy touch by him. Come on. Extra time would be so long. So far, I've had no games go to extra time. I've been quite privileged. It's not going to be a free kick, mate. Morgan Rogers hyping up the crowd. Hegem Pedersen was the one who went down. He literally just came on as well.
Referee seems to be asking, does he need to go off the pitch or get medical assistance? Medical people are being called on. Well, this is all just going to be added on. Erdegaard apparently is the only medical attention you need. "60 years since England last time won a World Cup. 60 years of hurt and pain. And I still can't believe this game is only 1-1. Generally thought Norway was going to win it. What is going on with this medical attention? Somewhat of a switch off that both teams don't need. So Pedersen is actually going to be off the pitch for the. Morgan Rogers has done literally nothing there. I don't know what he's injured from. Reece James takes his throw in to Stones. He gets the return to Saka and gets the return again, and Saka will have it again. Come on, England. Jed Spence to Eze. Come on. England are so forward at the moment. I just smell like we could do it. We're going to do it, could we? Reece James. Infield to Anderson. Headed. So wide, though. So wide by Bellingham. Harry Kane's claiming he's been pulled on the shirt. He's not going to get that, though. Oh, my days. The minutes are ticking by. And England look like we're going to extra time. That's going to be a free kick given away by Eze as he looked to counter-attack. He was a bit too zealous in gaining the ball there. I have no idea what time a whistle's going to blow. Maybe 3 minutes because of the added injury that we did have. All the way back with Norman. Keeps it across the back line with Adja. Goes back to Nyland. Come on, England, pressurise. Gone downfield. Watch out for Noosa James. And Seaman out for a throw in. Good defending. That's the experience he has there. Anderson. To Morgan Rogers, and that will be a throw in, surely. Norway throw this ball all the way defensively. It was a bad throw-in, actually. Is that going to be a foul? Kane's asked him a question, why? Was that not? There's two players both on the ground here. Bellingham is one of them. Looking at this, right? It's definitely, if there's a foul in there. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a foul. It's got to be a foul. He stepped on his ankle. Referee! That's denying a goal scoring opportunity as well. Because Bellingham was in a good position there. Because he was getting away. How is this not a free kick, ref? It's a flipping drop ball to Norway. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Throw into Norway because Eze's just headed it in no man's land. Oh. Come on, England. We're going to extra time, everyone.
Oh, well. I don't know if you can see how tired I am, but I'm shattered. Going to extra time was like the worst possible situation here. Harry Kane, you have been disgraceful so far this game. You have had nothing going on. He needs to be better, although Haaland's hardly been in the game as well, so we're sort of looking at a position of they both cancelled each other out so far. I can't believe that free kick wasn't given though.
Up against Bellingham. Well, clearly someone's up for it. We both went tumbling down. It's obviously not going to be a drop ball. Oh. Why do we have to go to extra time? Just half an hour more watching football that is just like... I normally enjoy watching football, but this is the type of football that is draining when you're emotionally involved. And the team you're emotionally involved with just doesn't perform to expectations. Look, I'm not saying that Norway are a rollover or a easy team to beat, but we've been our own undoing. We've been second best. Should have gone past midnight. It means by the time I'm going to get to bed, it will probably be like 1 a.m. What things to do tomorrow? I think they'll rather be in bed than going to extra time. I could have sworn the half time during extra time was normally not that long. Well, my good luck charm of not watching extra time had to wear off at some point. It's just a shame it's watching England. Well, is everyone ready? You're sitting comfortably. Get the popcorn out. Because this one's going to be a hard watch. Half an hour of just watching England fail to score. What it's going to be. And then we'll have a penalty shootout and go out on penalties. That's how it happened. Oh, come on. How much longer? Well, at least we get to throw on an extra body if need be. Might be Marcus Rashford. Because you know what? It's just going to be hit and hope balls as well. Everyone's just going to be massively whacking the ball downfield. Interestingly, Erdegaard's the captain, not Haaland. Another substitute then for Norway. Ostigard is coming on. I didn't catch who was going off. Somebody. There you go. Your witty incitement. It's Soroff potentially coming off. Maybe Hegum. Can't really tell. No, it's not going to be Norway to kick us off this first period of extra time. It's actually going to be England with Jude Bellingham. Oh, Norway are going to kick us off. There better not be any hydration breaks in extra time. Can't believe I ran back to watch this dribble. Run for a solid 20 minutes uphill. And if you ever run from Quayside to the top of Newcastle, you know how steep them hills are. Okay. England at least looking bright to start with on the front foot. Reece James. We might have a bit more fitter players, I think, which may go in our favour. But at this point, it's really anyone's game. Come on, Eze. Oh, he skipped away beautifully there. And a wonderful ball out wide to Saka. Come on, infield ball. Bellingham, what are you doing? England at least have regained possession quickly. Reece James. Out wide again with Saka. It's surely going to be a corner. It is. Came off from number 16 for Norway. We may be having a corner kick, but I don't rate our chances. Although their height has decreased somewhat with some of the substitutes. A very big team at the start of the game. Saka would hate this. Don't know why they took the last one. Right, come on, Saka. Comes in, headed away. He gets it again, Saka does. Another cross comes in. Kane headed goalward. Scrambled. It's a third chance for Saka to get a crossing. He decides to go back. I think that's probably a wise decision there. Saka runs into the penalty area. Cross again. No one ever reads his crosses. Must be so frustrating for him. Eze. Long range pile drive. Oh, yes. Jude Bellingham has scored a goal. If only that had happened on the other side of a referee's whistle. Nyland's save from an initial long range effort by Morgan Rogers was just a tap in for Jude Bellingham in the end. But it was Morgan Rogers who had the initial quite speculative effort, which forced Nyland to make a save which just passed into the path of Bellingham. I won't sit back on this, England. I'd try and get a third. Yeah, Eze to Morgan Rogers, and Morgan Rogers, they were a great effort that was saved initially, but nothing you could do to stop Bellingham. Couldn't catch it, unfortunately. But fortunately for England, as they make it 2-1. And gives us a bit of breathing room, but I want us to press the issue. I think relief is the emotion at the moment. We have been known to leave games quite late. Well, this is now extra time. We've still got 10 minutes left of this half of extra time. We've still got another 25 minutes left of football to play. If it was golden goal, well, we'd be through. But now we're starting to try and defend our lead, which, again, England, please don't do this. Please, just please don't do this. Just gone forward down the wings with Noosa. Their own Saka almost. That's a heavy back pass for Burge to get. I mean, I can't quite believe what I'm seeing at times. Like, it is incredibly risky to try and defend for the long as we are against the firepower that Norway have. I don't want to see us do that. Eze. That was not the time to go down with cramp, Bellingham. Pickford goes long. Noosa, it comes off Noosa, so it will actually be an England throw in. Come on, Bellingham. Get a hat trick. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? What is going on? What are we doing? Like, just what are we doing? Giving away cheap throw-ins like that. So pathetic. Quite frankly, this is dross. This has looked like we've come a step too far and we don't know if we can carry on going. Look, Norway said they had like a flipping some sort of fever or something running through their camp. You know, they look more fit than England. Come on, England. Erdegaard has it by the way in the final third and lays it off to Adja, who's done a spin, which is probably not a good idea as he's forced to go back to Nyland. He will have to reset the game. And enables England to get a bit more in its formational shape. Which is almost looking like a 5-3-2 in defence. I mean, so fluid at the moment, it's hard to tell really. So, 97 minutes in, 2-1 to England in extra time. It's quite worrying, really. We're now trying to be defensive. Oh, if that can be run onto, Morgan Rogers can't quite get there, but it will be a throw into England. I mean, this Pedersen guy, not too bad actually. Come on, England. Come on, England. Come on, England. Right. Up we go with Eze. Gets into the penalty area and still got it. Is that going to be a penalty? It is. The referee, no hesitation to pointing to the spot there. It definitely looked like it. Well, a little bit delighted relief spreading across the England fans. And actually David Beckham in attendance as well. Well, he could take a penalty, couldn't he? Oh, he just skipped away so effortlessly. I think he's actually Spence without the face mask. Surely Bellingham's taking it. He's on a cap trick. VAR check for penalty. I can't see this not being anything other than a penalty, to be honest. Shouldn't be a long check. What are we checking? He's even going over to the screen. What on earth? It looked like a Stonewall penalty to me. Look. It's a penalty. He's made contact from behind. How is that anything but a penalty? If this is overturned, this is ridiculous. Oscar Bob literally went into the back of him. He said no foul. What the flip is wrong with you? How is that not a... What? He's literally gone into the back of a player. How is that not a penalty? VAR, you are corrupt as fuck. I'm going to apologise for my language because this is ridiculous. I mean, we're well after the watershed moment, so if it was on TV, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. In what world is that not giving a penalty? And it's like, it's only if it's clear and obvious evidence it's meant to be overturned. That didn't look clear and obvious to me. Norway have now felt the ascendancy in their, sails underneath their wings. Well, they prefer to be a rowing boat, don't they? But Erdegaard's keep that possession really well at the moment. I'm really annoyed. I'm really hacked off. I'm really, really hacked off. Oscar Bob. Noosa with a shot. Great block by Guehi. We're going to have a corner now, Norway. It's a great block by Guehi, by the way. Putting his body on the line. Me a bit winded from that, I imagine. Right. Berg standing over it. I'm really worried now. I'm really, really worried. I wanted that penalty so badly. Headed away by England. At least we made the first contact. Not going to be long until the half-time whistle of this extra time. Come on, England. We need possession back. With Noosa. To Erdegaard. Few step overs here and there. Arsus comes into Pickford. It's far too deep. It's definitely not how you say it, by the way, as well. I can never remember what number 14 is called. It's bowled out wide to Eze. Is that going to be a foul? No, says the ref. He says he's dived. Can't believe this. Can't believe how bad this is. 3 minutes of extra time as well, because all that VAR check. Oh my days. How many minutes of football are we going to be watching today? Right. There's a risky header there by Stones. And he's done well in the end, but I would have just let that go through to Pickford. Guehi to Stones. Crossfield pass to Reece James. He's not got anyone near him at the moment. Of Irish shirt colour. Progression. Come on. Jed Spence. Laying it off to Eze. It's up in the air. Clearance can only go as far as Anderson. With a couple of short to and fro's between him and Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers has it now. Again, giving it back to Anderson. This time it's launched wide to Saka. Good game so far for Saka. Reece James to Anderson again. Lifted ball up. It's actually managed to make its way rather fortuitously to Eze, who's actually offside. I mean, I did say it was fortuitously. I don't think it was designed. A wonderful cutout pass there by Anderson. Out to Saka. There's a lot of spaces being created by the tired bodies. I think Saka maybe should have run a bit quicker there, and that's a horrific shot. Bellingham. What are you doing? Everyone's feeling a bit leggy now. Desperate for some source of comfort of a short break at half time. Come on, England. Just see this game out. Got a free kick. That's surely offside. It's more fortunate he didn't get there. Kane's got it now. Well, quite offensive passing in actually there. Half time in extra time. 2-1 to England. Beginning to feel a bit better, but it won't be until that final whistle. That penalty decision. Ridiculous, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe it's not a penalty. I can't believe it's not butter. Well, I can't believe that's not a penalty. That is one of the cruelest decisions. Bellingham is actually now tied with Kane on 6 goals for this tournament. 2 goals off from the Golden Boot winners. Nice to see the spread of goals. I mean, we'll obviously be talking about that goal with a great shot by Morgan Rogers, which was then just parried into the path of Bellingham for it to be 2-1. Very gratefully. Both of them Brommy boys, I believe. One for Birmingham City and one for Aston Villa. Come on, England. Not much longer left to go. I've got half a foot in. You've got to stay focused. Got to keep attention. Got 15 minutes or so left to go. A lot of attention. Focus minds. You want no slip-ups. Pickford, I'm looking at you. Right? Saka, keep on going forward. You've been having a great game so far. We're so close. So close. I don't want to jinx anything though. So just keep focused. Keep locked in. Norway making another substitution as Haaland is coming off to my release. Of course, Strand Larsen is his replacement, the Crystal Palace striker, formerly Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's a good option to have, but it does mean that at least their best player is off onto the bench. We nullified the threat quite well, I think. That was part of the game plan, I can guarantee you that. That Norwegian fan looks nervous. Well, I'm nervous, so that makes us both. Right, getting ready to go back underway. Norway to kick us off in the second half. 2-1 to England. Come on, lads. Come on. I believe in you. This is the time it gets really tired. Really strained, you know. We've played almost 2 hours of football in total. I think, yeah, probably about that. And, you know, it's a lot of energy exerted. There's so much. And it's already fairly rapid for Norway. Of course, Strand Larsen is going to be in a threat. Noosa coming in for penalty area. Cross comes in. It's flicked out. Is that going to be a free kick? I think it is. Bellingham is adjudged to have been fouled by Sander Berge. I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest. Haaland falling asleep on the bench. Understandably, must be knackered. I am, and I'm just watching the game. Right, Pickford to take this free kick then. Just count down the clock a bit, waste a bit of time. Obviously, Erling Haaland's dad, who's a well-known player himself, in attendance. I think he was injured by Roy Keane, no less. I could be wrong about that. The throw comes in. There's a bit of last line defending there. Or Saka is just to have fouled him, actually. As the minutes tick by. I'm not going to breathe until the final whistle is Garone. So we'll become a bit aerial at the moment. Come on, England. Goes all the way back to the Norwegian goalkeeper. We've almost got 3 centre forwards at times. Saka is actually dropping a bit deeper now, but he was quite far forward at that point. And here, the fans cheering from across the city. And just over the bar by Berg. Warning signs, England, warning signs. Can't let them get a shot off like that. Jed Spence coming in far too late. What are we doing? It's still in our defensive area. Why didn't you kick it long? Flipping it. What are we doing? Noosa has it. It's dealt with partially anyway. A chance for a break. Kane going out wide with Saka. It's got pace. He's into the penalty area. That's a tame shot. Straight at Nygaard. Intercepted beautifully. A chance for a shot for a crowd. A shot comes in. A second shot comes in from Saka this time. I think the first one was from Eze. I'll have a look on the replay, but Anderson going forward to Reece James, who opts to go all the way back. Don't like that. That's not positive play at all, Reece James. Long ball forward and out wide and found Saka and acres of space. Not offside. It's just not offside though. I can't believe he didn't score from either of them opportunities, by the way, a couple of minutes ago. 5 minutes of extra time left and whatever is going to be in stoppage times. And England are making another substitution. I think we're bringing on Dan Burn for Jude Bellingham. He's not going to get his hat-trick today, but, he got a brace. He's been a very good player all in all, Jude. And, they've been relatively easy goals for him, but doesn't matter how you get them as long as you get them back in the net. So Dan Burn, we're clearly going to be trying to defend out of his last 5 minutes then. Big Dan Burn. We know he loves a good header away. From Blythe. Far, far, far up in the northeast. So, can Norway break down this very defensive England side now? Ostergaard. Come on. Ball comes forward, it's headed. It's a bad header initially. A bit fortuitous. Saka heading it on into the path of nothing but Odegaard. Out wide with Nusa. He's stopped. He's going to win a throw in. I think England will probably be relatively happy with that because they got we'll actually throw in for England. That's a poor, but what on earth is going on? We need to switch on, lads. We can't keep this going for 3 minutes, can we? Norway's attack is relentless at this point. I think we all knew this was going to be a tight game coming into it. So much so that extra time has been what's going to have to split these two teams. Hopefully not a penalty shootout. So far, basically got everybody in a white shirt behind the ball. All the way out to Nusa. No one's picking him up. It's part of the problem. Sander Berge. I swear he spent a while at Sheffield United, Sander Berge, in the Championship. One of the best players in the Championship, in my opinion. Long ball forward, it's headed away by Stones, back to Berge. Nusa with it. Closed the angle down, so it's gone out for a goal kick. Well, it's going to be a corner. Who got the flick on that then? Oh, I think it's come off Reece James's leg there, actually. I get worried over corners, I really do. Especially when someone like Odegaard's going to be taking it. Flipping heck. Come on, Dan Burn. He's going to win surely that aerial duel if he's picking up Berge. Comes in. Headed away. It's into the path of Oscar Bob, but blazed over the crossbar by the Fulham man. Come on. Wasn't far off. Come on. A minute left. It's pumped downfield. Kane was arguably pulled down there. We move on. Doesn't matter too much as long as we just switch on for this potentially last attack. Come on. 30 seconds left plus stoppage time. I don't know even if it's going to be hardly any stoppage time, to be honest. Come on. It's a lifted ball forward. We need to deal with this. It's just lifted up in the air. It's gone behind. I think it's going to be a corner. No, it's going to be a goal kick. Time to take down the clock, Pickford. Don't care if you get a yellow for it. The Ops actually take it relatively quickly downfield. Elliot Anderson trying to get it through a crowd. It's cleared downfield. Going to be a free kick around about the halfway line. There's actually not been a yellow card this game. It's been a very clean game. But that was a bad tackle by Anderson. And then another bad one by Morgan Rogers. Sloppy foul against Nusa. That might be the first yellow in the game. Sloppy by Reece James. Very sloppy. Again, no card. Which is very good. It's quite good because it means that Bellingham will be able to be reset. He'll definitely be able to play in the next game. That was an important factor. Cross comes in. Punched away by Pickford. And he is down injured. I've actually realised I've been saying the wrong thing the entire time, and that is going to be the first yellow. It's actually for someone in an all Norwegian perspective. Oh, I would imagine due to his reaction for that. May be fair. It was definitely not a free kick. It was a collision between two England players. Adja was booked for it. Adja was nowhere near it. I do also apologise. I've been getting my timings wrong. It's now 3 minutes from now. I'd also be fuming if I was a Norwegian player in that perspective. I mean, I don't think how that can be claimed as a foul, I don't know. It was a collision between two England players. I think it wasn't actually for the foul, but for simulation. Not for simulation. Dissent. Two very different things, which I always end up getting wrong around. It will be a throw into Norway. Reece James was just not helping the pressure. So now it's going to be 2 minutes of time left. If only I could learn to count to begin with. I was under limits an extra time. It's a good ball. Noosa's going to find it forward. Strand Larsen. It's going to be a difficult ball from Noosa, but he has managed to keep it in. This pass is offside. That ball which found Noosa, so maybe a slight breather. I don't know about that. It looked onside to me. Come on, Pickford. Launches it downfield. It's going to be a throw-in from Norway with a header from Kane. He's down holding his head. I think it's more tactical than anything. He's been told to get up. He didn't really touch it though that much for that divider. It's out wide by Eze. You're going the wrong way, mate. Come on. All the way back with Pickford. Wide with Stones, who's gone downfield. It's not the greatest ball in the world. Going to need to deal with this. Dan Burn heads it away. Throw-in for England. So how much stoppage time is there going to be? That's the real question. 2 minutes. Not long at all. Flicked on. England can actually have an opportunity to make it a third here. They've stretched play quite a bit. Eze takes it to the corner. Just needed to take it to the corner. Thought that was what he was going to do. So he's given a throw into Norway. That's a weirdly bad ball. So it's a throw in for England. Come on, England. It's up in the air. Noosa can't get under it. Saka's passed it all the way back to Pickford. He just shanks this downfield, which he does. As they get there, no. And it matters not with this goal advantage at the moment because we've got 40 seconds left. Ball swings downfield, it's headed away. As a counter-attack doesn't quite come off. Noosa. Switch on England. Jed Spencer does a good defensive work and clears this downfield. Ireland whacks it downfield. Dan Burn wins the header. Defensively, Dan Burn is solid. And that is time. And England have won it. 2-1 after extra time. Boy, what a roller coaster. What a roller coaster. But, beg me pardon, we have made it through to the semi-finals. It was a difficult game. It was a hard one to watch. An 8.1 for Nyland must be good credit to the Norwegian goalkeeper at times. He made a total of 6 saves. So he definitely kept the deficit down. You know, England were a bit relentless at times. 6.4 for Wolf. Wasn't a great player in my opinion. He was dribbled past at least once. And he came off for Pedersen, who was a 6.3. Did niche. Literally nothing. 6.5 for Hegem. I mean, bit of an average performance. I'm not going to lie. 5 defensive contributions in all. Won both of his ground duels, all 2 of them. But he also came off, and he came off for Ostigard, who also was on a 6.5. I didn't think Ostigard had a bad game, actually, considering he was only on for about half an hour. He won 1 ground duel. He won 1 out of 2 aerial duels. Just a consistent performance. 6.2 for Adja. The only one who actually got a yellow card all game. And it was for giving a bit of lip to the referee in the end. I mean, I think he had quite a frustrating game, in all honesty. He did keep on appearing all over the place, but he won 3 out of 6 ground duels, 2 out of 4 aerial duels, but was dribbled past twice. Made 5 clearances as well and won 2 tackles. I think maybe that's a bit of a harsh rating, to be honest. 7.1 for Ryerson. Again, I think a bit of an overrated statement, to be honest. Won 3 out of 4 tackles, won 5 out of 10 ground duels. So a 50%, but he was dribbled past 3 times. I mean, it was a side that we definitely looked to punish, and to be fair, he did have 2 key passes and 3 crosses that were accurate. So going forward, in that sense, all 3 of his crosses were accurate. He wasn't a bad player in attacking sense. He came off injured for Orsnes, who was on a 7.2, who I thought had a very strong game in all. Actually, he had 1 big chance created and 1 key pass and 2 crosses, neither of which were accurate, but I thought he had a very good game, actually, Orsnes. Berg on a 6.4. There was a couple of corners that looked quite threatening that he had, but other than that, I don't think he did a lot. All 3 of his crosses were inaccurate. I mean, he had a fair few, passing the ball forward out wide and stuff. So I don't think he was the worst player, but clearly, so scored overrated. Sander Bergeron 6.8. He's a very dependable player, to be honest. He had 2 key passes. 102 out of 107 passes he made was accurate.
a very good holding midfielder. I've always been quite impressed by him. 6.9 for Ødegaard. He had the assist, of course, for Norway's goal. 2 key passes. None of his 4 crosses were accurate, which is a bit of a letdown. But yeah, I mean, he was a lot deeper than I maybe expected him to be honest. Schlederup on an 8.1, opening goal scorer for Norway today. No involvement for Haaland, and he came off for Nusa, who was a nuisance. So, I mean, the 1 shot, 1 goal tactic, Schlederup had a good game, I felt. Came off for Nusa, was on a 6.2, a massive downgrade. But I actually think that's a bit harsh. I thought Nusa had a fair few good runs forward, actually, into the penalty area. Had 33 touches, did lose possession 13 times, at 15 carries as well. Don't think he was as bad as maybe they're rating him. A 6.5 for Haaland. I thought he had a very quiet game. I think England did a number on him, to be honest, which I was glad to see because he's always a threat. He had 2 shots, only one of which was on target. So, we nullified that threat. And he came off for Strand Larsen, who was on 6.4. Hardly did anything. I can't think of anything Strand Larsen did, to be honest. And a 6.5 for Sorloth. Had a couple of opportunities, shooting-wise. I mean, in the first half, one was blocked out with 2 shots as well, and one was a horrific miss. Just timed it all wrong. But I thought he was in the right areas, but he came off for Oscar Bob on a 6.6. And Oscar Bob, he's going to be dependable. Thought he could have maybe given away a penalty. I mean, it was unlucky for England perspective that was overturned. 2 key passes, by the way. Always a good player is Oscar Bob. Great value for money and good to watch. Jordan Pickford on 6.4. Obviously, I thought he had a bit of a bad game, to be honest. 3 saves, 1 successful run out, 2 punches. We did have that error leading to a shot. And yeah, I just wasn't convinced on Pickford today, to be honest. 7.0 for Ezri Konsa. He only had 5 defensive contributions, but won all 3 of his aerial duels and both of his ground duels. I think from an objective standpoint, you can't really complain too much about him. He ultimately did make way for Morgan Rogers. He's only been rated a 6.5. I thought that was a bit harsh, to be honest. I thought it was maybe a bit too short and tap and move sort of situation. 7.0 for Stones, 8 defensive contributions, 8 clearances in total as well. He sweeping up, great work by the centre-back. I mean, 6.5 for Guehi. I didn't think he had a great game, but a couple of key blocks was an important thing. He had 1 block shot, which I think was the most important thing he did to keep the scoreline down. 7.3 for Nico O'Reilly. Defensively, spot on 4 out of 6 duels, and 1 last man tackle, 1 recovery, 1 block shot, 1 clearance, 2 interceptions. I thought, to a man, he was an all right player. He came off for Jed Spence, who was actually on a 7.8, one of the best players, Jed Spence. Lots of great forward play. Had saved a shot in the 110th minute. So it might be a Jed Spence shot, actually, which was one I was talking about. But yeah, great play by Jed Spence. I've been his biggest critic, but this game, you can't really complain too much about how good he's been. Declan Rice on a 6.8. I think maybe a bit of an underachievement we've seen there. You only have 1 key pass and 1 out of 3 crosses were accurate. I think, for Declan Rice's standards, a bit of a poor one. He came off for Eberechi Eze on a 6.6. I thought, actually, Eze had a decent enough game, to be honest. 2 key passes, 1 out of 2 crosses were accurate. He did what he needed to do. He said it on the tin, he moved into an attacking midfield position and caused a bit of a problem. So I think that's a bit of an under-rating there. 7.0 for Elliot Anderson. A few great balls forward, as we've come to grow accustomed to. His 1 cross were accurate. 87 out of 93 passes were accurate as well. But yeah, I think Elliot Anderson does feel sometimes a bit overrated. I think 7.0 is fair, but some people will be saying he's like the best player on the pitch. 6.5 for Madueke. Actually, relatively a quiet game in all things considering, and things did much improve when Saka came on, who was on a 7.3. I thought Saka was in some wonderful areas and wonderful space. Saka actually had 3 shots in total, 2 on target, 1 offside, 1 shot blocked. Yeah, I thought he had a good game, Saka, actually. I'm always very excited when I see Saka playing. Some of his balls were pitch perfect, just wasn't on the same wavelength for some of the other players weren't necessarily on his wavelength, which was a problem. Bellingham has been awarded man of the match on an 8.4. Obviously, the 2 goals will contribute to that. But I actually thought, other than them 2 goals, he didn't do a great deal for me. I thought actually for his standards, he slightly underperformed, and he did ultimately actually come off in the end for Dan Burn on a 6.8. I thought Dan Burn, okay, we had a limited time, but 3 defensive contributions. He did what he needed to do. 1 is 1 aerial duel. I thought he had another standout game. I think Dan Burn's actually underrated player, maybe. 6.7 for Anthony Gordon. I thought he had 1 key chance, 1 big chance. 1 key pass, 1 big chance created, and 1 out of 2 crosses were accurate. But he got in the right areas, and he was taking on Ryan Ryerson. And I think at times was winning that battle. And Ryerson's game became a bit easier when, it wasn't Ryerson, was it? It was whoever's replacement was when he came off for a 7.1 rated Reece James. So obviously having a decent enough game, but I thought Reece James, his defensive work, you couldn't really criticize, but going forward, I thought could have been a bit better. And a 6.1 for Harry Kane, a bad day in the office for Harry Kane. When you know he hasn't had a shot, really, you know it's going to be a bad day for Harry Kane. Anyway, it is almost 1 a.m. in the morning. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're new around here. That'd be hugely appreciated. England through to the semi-finals. I'm delighted. Have a good evening. Good night from me.